Here's what I've learned in my first 8 months making content on YouTube. So last year I was talking about making a YouTube channel, making content, or I was talking about it for the longest time. And then January I actually got to work. Last year I bought a MacBook, I bought an iPhone specifically to make YouTube videos. I was a Windows user my whole life. I was an team Android for many years. I had an iPhone initially and then went to Android for a long time, and I was very anti-Apple for a long time. And then I just committed to making YouTube videos. I purchased a MacBook Pro and I got an iPhone. And that's what I'm recording on right now, and that's what I've been recording all my videos on. It took until January 2024 for me to actually get started and to start crafting videos. And I think I posted my first video in February of 2024, so about 7 months ago. Here's what I've learned along the way, barely scratching the surface, just getting started on YouTube and making content, making short form content, all that good stuff. Here's what I've learned. So I'm a passionate person, and I think that if you're passionate enough about something, you should share that with the world. I feel like not everyone creates content for the purpose of sharing their passion. I was talking about personal finance and investing and all that stuff with my friends for a long time. Every single day, my mind is just constantly thinking about it all the time. And because I'm in that same situation where I got to build wealth, and I'm 31 now. So, I got to build wealth. I got to figure it out. So that's why I'm very big on it. I'm constantly thinking about it no matter what I'm doing. I'm constantly thinking about investing and ways to make money, ways to be smart about money, constantly trying to give people advice, talk about it so that they feel motivated to do it, because we're all in the same situation, right? I'm not around people with money most of the time, right? So I'm around more people that are like me. I just realized that I'm sort of building this community here in person of my friends and coworkers, people that are in a similar spot. Like, we're starting at the bottom, and you have to start creating that system and routine of, just like you have a system and routine of your day, you need to have that system and routine of managing your money properly and learning things, just the basic fundamentals about personal finance, which is you need to invest, especially if you don't have any money right now starting out. If you already have money saved, a lot of money, and you're not investing, you might not feel it now, you'll feel it down the road. But for everybody else, I just feel like there's nobody really talking about it, especially in Canada, specifically addressing this pain point, which is the fact that a lot of people have given up on buying a house, which you have to be smart, right? You don't want to buy things that you cannot afford. The same way you would think, oh, I can't afford this, $2,000 thing, and you don't buy it. But people with a house, that thought goes out the window because it's an quote unquote investment, right? For me, I made my first video. I called it Index Investing, and you can check it out. I'll link it up here somewhere. It was a lot of trial and error, right? With an iPhone, you want to use the front camera and not the selfie camera to record your videos. But then it's like, well, how do you see if you're in frame? The selfie camera is also 4K. Yeah, so I put out that video, Index Investing, and I already talk about the stuff that I said in that video with my friends and coworkers anyways. And I've gone down that rabbit hole. I've already taught myself through other YouTube videos everything that I'm kind of putting out, right? But I'm putting it out with my own spin to it, my own perspective. I'm trying to, reach the people that actually are waiting for this. They're not going to go out and look for it because it might be overwhelming, right? So I'm trying to reach those people and explain in a simple way, the way I do with my friends and coworkers. I want to be able to reach as many people as possible and build a community. Like, ultimately, that's what I want to do, and be able to help people so that they can help themselves. I put out that video, and my coworkers come to me the next day and they say, hey, I saw your video. How do I get started investing? Should I buy what you mentioned in the video? Like, I'm not, out here giving investment advice and telling you to buy this stock and that stock. I just said what I did personally and where I bought it and in what account. We just had a discussion. I was like, hey, this is what I did. This is why I did it. This is what thousands of people do in Canada, right? Because we're in Canada. You want to optimize the currency that you have available to you. Yes, you could go and convert all your dollars into US dollars and go buy US equities, right? Or Apple, Amazon. But there's a lot you need to know before you actually do that if you want to be smart about it. So the simplest thing is to buy an index, the S&P 500 index. VFV, you can buy S&P 500 index in Canadian dollars. So the platform's not charging you money. You don't have to convert, the platform being Wealth Simple, and you don't have to convert your Canadian dollars to US dollars to actually get exposure to this. Now, keep in mind, majority of these people have well, actually all of them had never invested anything in their life before. I mean, some of them are in mutual funds, they're in GICs. They had never done self-directed investing. This is a brand new thing for them. They'd never done this before. And it was very fulfilling to me to see them actually do it and believe it, because you should not ever, ever do anything, especially with your money, because someone else told you to do it. You should do it because, okay, someone else could have told you to do it. You should have the responsibility to actually see, okay, what is this person saying? Is this true? Do I understand what they're saying? Am I just doing this because I want to make money and I don't want to think? That's not how you should go about it. Try to understand it, right? And if you don't, that's why I want to create a community, because I want to be able to have conversations like this with like-minded people who also want to invest for the future and create potentially financial freedom. Do it in a smart way. You don't have a lot of disposable income. You want to do it with as little as possible and start to get confident. Start with $50 a month. It's 2024. There's fractional shares. Fractional trading exists. We're so lucky to have this available to us. Not enough people take advantage of it. You don't have to buy a whole share of whatever company or ETF. And I have these constant discussions with my coworkers, and we're talking about it, and they're like, oh, I bought this, I bought that. Like, I'm not telling them to buy anything. Even after I put the video out, I didn't tell anyone to go watch the video and buy it. They did that on their own, and they feel confident. That gave me a lot of fulfillment, and I felt good that I taught someone something that they actually took action on and applied in their life. It's a roller coaster ride, because until you get to a point where you're consistently contributing and investing, and then you see, okay, I've been investing for now a year and a half. Every single day there's ups and downs. Like, you have to get in the water to actually learn to swim. You can't learn to swim by just someone telling you, hey, you should swim. Like, you have to get in the water, or you're gonna be scared for your whole life, and you're never gonna swim, and you're never gonna experience water. Eventually they'll get to a point where they're up so much, their confidence is there. They understand, okay, well, this happened in 2025 and the market dipped, but I was still up because I had more time in the market. I've been investing for a year and a half. I already started in March of 2024 or April of 2024. Now it's August 2025, and some event happened. The market dipped, and I didn't lose all my money. Actually, I'm still up, and it dipped for like a month, and then it came back up, and I continued to invest in dollar cost average, and now I'm up even more on my money, and it feels good. And the fact that you can build wealth without having to save $100,000 and without having to put all these financial stressors in your life and take on all this debt, you're just investing what you can afford to invest. Maybe it's $50, maybe it's $100 a month. I think everybody should be able to do that. And if not, then it's probably because you're so far in the hole that you need to get out of debt. And that's a whole other topic. I made videos on that too. I can relate to all of these different things. Personal finance as a whole, there's so many different concepts and different things that come up, right? Like just spending money on things that you love, like that's the thing. It's an important thing to talk about. I think I've put out like 17, 18 long form videos now or something like that, and then like 20 shorts. I'm learning about how to reach more people on YouTube. It's not just, the algorithm doesn't like me, like there's a science to it, and I'm learning about that, and that's been very, very eye-opening. I started a series called Millennials Talking Money. I hope to have Gen Z on there as well. Like, just because it's called Millennials Talking Money, I don't want to limit the guests. I want everyone to see the different perspectives from generation to generation. Like, even if I come across a baby boomer that wants to be on it, I definitely want to see that perspective and what are the challenges that different people deal with or different generations deal with in terms of money and are currently dealing with or have dealt with in the past. I feel like Gen Z has access to a lot more information nowadays, especially with TikTok. It's coming right at you, but that's only if you end up on that side of TikTok. Starting that series, having conversations with people about their experience growing up with money and what they learned and what they taught themselves. Like, that's the key. Where did you start, and what did you teach yourself to get to where you are now, and what do you still lack, and where do you want to go? You should have those thoughts in your head so that you can actually get there, instead of having that fear and uncertainty and just kind of going about your life. Biggest thing with wealth is time. You need time to build wealth. So the later you start, the less time you have in terms of investing. If you're working on increasing your income for a long period of time, eventually it'll be so worth it. But for investing, you want to start as early as possible because it allows your money more time to compound. Yeah, so what I've learned, honestly, ultimately, summarizing this video, because there's just a lot of rambling here, but what I've learned in almost a year making YouTube videos is that if you're passionate enough about something, there's other people out there that are also passionate about it. There's other people that are interested in it. You have to find them. You have to figure out how to get more reach on social media, on YouTube, whatever. That's your job. Like, you should figure out how to get more reach, not just mindlessly putting out videos. And especially if it's something that can help people and change people's lives. Like, that's why I started making videos, because despite any sort of fear or doubt of like, oh, I don't want to be on camera, this or that, like, it's just like, I need to help people. Like, that's just innately in me. No one else is going to do it, so I'll do it. And the way to do it is to, share my transparent experiences with all the topics I'm talking about. Honestly, watching Dave Ramsey inspired me a lot because of obviously much bigger, but he's been doing it for many years. I hope to get to even a fraction of the level of Dave Ramsey in the future, especially in Canada, right? Like, in Canada, other than Steph Den, I don't really see a channel that stands out, really, in the personal finance space. It's the only channel that stands out. Try to do the difficult thing. It may not seem as fun. It may not taste as good as, your favorite food, be as easy as, watching a TV show or a movie, but it will feel a lot better than all those things, because this is something that you keep for the rest of your life. It's a very, very powerful thing, right?